The Art of the Trickster, Episode 6. Now, just to go with the Trickster theme, just because you sunk somebody's boat doesn't mean you can't see if they're hungry. Pro tip. This is the most glorious death there will ever be. Now, you activate this quest at Salty the Parrot, and he is on Plunder Valley. He's sitting here on this rock by the shipwreck. There's a shipwreck on the side of Plunder Valley. You want to park your boat by this bird, throw down on the mission. And this is another good one, Art of the Trickster. Pretty good mission. Enjoyable, but this one, the frustration can definitely creep back in now. Once you get your book, this page right here, Seek the Cave of Bones on Plunder Valley. Now, this cave is located right down the little valley from where you parked your boat, or right down the valley from Salty. And you're going to turn right into this cave. A right, then a left. Now when you get in here, you can adjust the way these skeletons are all sitting. You can adjust their poses, and it says, see hand in hand, two lovers, the captain points to fire. So my partner already set those two to be holding hands. And he set that one skeleton to be pointing at this fire over here. Put that guy's drink down, because it says the rum runner laid down the drink. Once you get the puzzle right, this cage will come down and you will get your first 2 quest items. You only see me grab one item here. There is a item in the other hand. Booch grabbed the other item, which is some additional pages for your book. Now this is a unique spyglass that you're going to use to find your dig spots on this island. Now you see that logo in the lower left, that icon with the skull. That's the Trickster's logo. They're found all over the island. Now there is a white painting. There are 2 different variations of Trickster logos. That's the first kind with the white paint, and then this kind is sitting on some boards, also white paint, but these ones are sitting on some planks. Either way, now anytime you're standing on a Trickster logo, there will be 2 items next to each other that always fit in the eyes. No matter, there's probably 10 of these Trickster locations on just this island, but it says caged inside a kind of brig near a broken urn. So a brig is a cage, and then there's an urn. Now, you see where I dug right there? That's not where you want to dig. I will explain in a second. This confused me at first, and I'm sure it's actually confusing a lot of people, even though I felt stupid after I did figure it out. The spyglass. I was using the nose. You see the 2 eyes, and there's the 2 eyes which line up the items. I thought the dig spot was the nose, but the dig spot is actually where the X is, the broken glass X on the spyglass. Now we're on to our next one. It says dark creatures now awake, an ancient call for all our sake. Now dark creatures is a bat, ancient call, people playing trumpets. And the maps that are shown to you are somewhat confusing. The cardinal directions are not always the same. The map north is not always north. At least I'm pretty sure it's not. But you see the X right there. I didn't show it very long, but it had me confused. I probably dug 5 or 6 times. Finally figured it out. But as you progress through these, you're going to have to do 3 of them. I've done 2 so far. Now we're on the 3rd one. Now you can see the shipwreck at the north and the top of the map. So I know that if I walked away from the shipwreck, it would kind of take me to the bottom there, where it's circled. There we go. I hope all of this made sense to you, but the best thing you can do with the maps is there is something on that map, whether it be something on the coast. I would use items on the coast, whether it be rocks, to kind of figure out where exactly the map is. But the 3rd item you're going to find is a keg. The Trickster's keg. And the second you strike this keg, the island's going to start exploding, and if you don't get out of there quickly and your keg in your hands blows up, you will fail the mission. And you'll have to start over. So, the second you find it, get out of there. Or you're going to have to do all that over again. Now, once you have the keg, you can go back to your book. Eventually we'll get there. I'm going to wait. Okay. Now you see he says Sailor's Bounty. Calls out Sailor's Bounty there. Keg goes deep. So you want to head to Sailor's Bounty, and now I'm assuming if you fail at this point as well, you're starting over as well. This might be the most anxiety-inducing part of the Tall Tales I've had to deal with yet. Now, when you get to the center of the main island on Sailor's Bounty, some people have been down here before. This has always been here, but those wooden planks on the ground, if you step on them, a bunch of traps. This entire hallway is rigged with traps. So, if you want to see the traps, I guess you could still make it through if you set the traps off, but I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I took my time jumping over them. Apparently a pig is not heavy enough to set the traps off. That would have really triggered me. Now, you get through this part, and it's best to take your time. I don't know if a trap... Well, I know this. If a trap kills you, it's a one-shot. It doesn't hurt you, it kills you. You're dead. What I don't know is if they will blow the keg up. But if the keg does blow up, when you get hit by a trap, you're starting over. There's a chance maybe that the keg doesn't explode, but I wasn't going to test that one out. I just recommend taking your time and doing it right. Take a look at what the pattern's going to be, and then go for it. Rushing through this is probably the worst thing you could do. I could skip through all this, but I figure you should see this in case you haven't done this yet, and you'll at least be prepared. You'll be able to mentally prepare. Now this is the one. This is the one that is going to get some people killed. The rest of them are fairly easy to get through. Now that trap on the right, the second trap on the right, second set of spikes, they don't extend all the way. You see how he got through right there? You can jump on the left on that rock once you pass this first one, and you'll be safe. But it's that doesn't mean it's not going to scare the hell out of you. I mean, that was almost a tragedy right there. Alright, we're in. We are in. So once you get through all this, you're going to end up in a big open room, and you're going to place the keg. in the middle of the room. Now this room has some levers on every side of it, or left, forward, and right. You can set off traps to kill the skeletons, but the traps could also kill you. I just chose to fight the skeletons without using the traps. I mean, the traps are pretty cool, but I'm not trying to die and do this over again, so. But after you kill a few waves, it's a good amount of waves. I mean, it could be 6, 7, 8 waves, I'm not sure, but eventually the captain of the lair will spawn and beat him down. Eventually. There we go. So we got some more notes. There was 2 items there, notes and a totem. Now you're gonna have to go through all the traps again with this totem, but I mean, unlikely there's a fail mechanic here. I gotta believe if you die, you could just come back down and get the totem. But I made it. On the way out, you will get to see that first main hallway that I went through. I believe the traps are going off. There's actually 2 ways to get into this cave, and one route is easier than the other. But regardless, so I get through that phase. Now this is what I'm talking about. On the way down here initially, if you do set the traps off, when you were carrying the keg, you're going to have to deal with all this, which it's more the reason to not set them off, you know, if you in fact do fail by getting killed and the keg getting blown up, you might as well jump over all these wood planks. But once the traps are triggered, I don't believe there is a way to reset them, so you're stuck dealing with them. Okay, made it out, made it out. Now the new pages in the book. Says to head to Crescent Island, to the cave at Crescent Island. Not too far away. We head to Crescent Island. We parked out back. You could park in the bay in the middle, but either way the cave is in the center of the island. Either the center of the cove, or if you park out back, you can come through this way, and those moon markings are where the placeholder for the totem is. You want to head in there. And this looks like one of those classic puzzle rooms, but it's different than the quests you did before. You're gonna light the braziers per usual, but this time it's you're fighting. You're not solving a puzzle. So once you grab the item, Booch grabbed the item. It's a Shroudbreaker stone, and some skeletons will spawn. Now, every time you kill a captain, they're going to drop a pendant on the ground. And there are 3 small placeholders on the central pedestal in the middle of the room. So, you'll see in a second here, but I think we were still confused at this point. Another captain dead. See, there's one of the pendants. Or medallions. So now we have 2 in there. Now we have 3 in there. Once you get them all, you're basically fighting just to be able to leave the room. You got the stone and you're on your way, and you want to head back to Salty at Plunder Valley.
So you found the trap maker, eh? I never meant for her to come to any harm, I swear it. But I had no choice.
And you did it.
They would have had me for supper if I hadn't introduced them. And
Tall Tale number 6 complete.
Ever since she went missing. If I had
A little bit late, spoiler warning.
But now, you've inspired me to turn over a new leaf. I know I'm not perfect, but it's time to mend my ways. And to show my appreciation, I'll deliver that gem of yours for only for free. kiss of my heart and all that, you know? Now we're mates.
But basically, we got 3 more to go. And we'll be done with the tall tales. Not that many people have gotten through these, as you see right there, 0.06%. That's crazy. But that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it.